It's day 7 of Heritage Week. I'm in Dublin and I'm about to take a tour of the National Print Museum.
The first job he said he printed was the Bible, the Gutenberg Bible. This is a reproduction of the page of the Bible. This was a huge job, a huge undertaking. But he figured out if he wanted to make money from printing, he better produce something he could sell. And he reckoned that the people who had money were the church. So he reckoned if he could produce some Bibles, he could probably sell them. He printed 250 Bibles, some of them on very high quality handmade paper, some of them on vellum. But he quickly realised he didn't have enough vellum to print 250 Bibles. He would have needed several herds of cattle to do that. Some of them survived. The ones printed on vellum mostly survived because it's tougher and more durable than paper. He did this in secret. He didn't want other people to know what he was doing. He found a place on an island and he set up a sort of a secret factory where he worked away printing his Bible, finishing it, binding it in leather, making these big, robust Bibles. How long did it take him to print 250 Bibles? 15 years.
The National Print Museum was really cool and the tour was really well done. I've now made it to Dublin City Centre where there's a wonderful exhibition about the story of the Guinness Storehouse building, which sees 30 pieces exhibited along the railings of Stephen's Green.
This exhibition, it's a really great exhibition and it relates the whole story of the construction of the storehouse building, which was built between 1902 and 1904. And the storehouse, the name storehouse in brewing terms, to store means to add yeast, and the building was used for the fermentation process. It first went into production in 1906 and it remained in production right until 1986. So the whole exhibition here relates the story of the construction of the building, the people behind the building, because it was all designed by our in-house engineers, and then also the conversion of the building to a sterile plant throughout the 1950s, and then the transformation of the building into the Guinness Storehouse Visitor Centre, which began in 1997, and then in 2000 we opened up our doors to the public, and since then we have welcomed over 13 million visitors to the storehouse. Well, in the Guinness Archive we have been participating in Heritage Week for a number of years now, actually in fact since 2009. And this year in particular, the theme for Heritage Week is Industrial Heritage, which is an absolutely perfect fit for us in the Guinness Archive because we preserve the industrial heritage of the Guinness Brewery. So what better story to tell than the history of the storehouse building, which utilises all the contents that we have in the Guinness Archive. So the story relates through the documentation of maps, engineering plans and photographs, and of course the people behind this great engineering feat as well. The location has its own Guinness story because Stephen's Green here was donated by Lord Ardilaun, who is a brother of Edward Cecil Guinness, who was in charge of the Guinness Company at the time that the storehouse building was moved. So first of all, the location of the exhibition is perfect. We have a lovely Guinness story there as well. It's just a fantastic opportunity for us all over the country to showcase the great industrial heritage that we have in Ireland and indeed in Guinness. And I think for me in particular, heritage really sums up the sense of community that's around the country, and that always really ties in as well with our Guinness history, because within the brewery there is and always has been a great sense of community around the people working in the brewery. So Heritage Week is just a great opportunity for us to tell our story to even a wider audience, and of course to tell the story through this exhibition, which is free for all, to come down to Stephen's Green and have a look at our 30 panels here.
I've had a great day 7 of Heritage Week, and there's loads on for the last day, so get out and make the most of it while you can. If you'd like, you can follow more of my adventures on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram and YouTube, and I will see you tomorrow.